who might just be joining us. We're speaking with Stuart Markus, who is the organizer and the producer of the annual Just Wild About Harry tribute concert. It's going to be happening on Monday, July the 17th, and this will be at Eisenhower Park in East Meadow, New York. And Stuart, we want to thank you for joining us. And I know you talked about some of the performers and some of the great songs from Harry that are going to be there this year. I've been to the show many times. It really is a great show, and I encourage anybody, whether you live in Long Island or you might live in Metro New York City or even Westchester County or New Jersey, it's definitely worth the trip out. This is a great event. It starts at 7 p.m. on Monday, July the 17th, and some of the great singer-songwriters and performers from all across Long Island perform in this concert. And Stuart, I know some of the groups actually that you helped to organize trace their roots back to a songwriter's workshop that Harry used to host in his living room, right?
Right. Harry used to invite people over just to sort of, pitch songs, show what they were working on, get feedback. And a couple of veterans from that group founded an organization called the Island Songwriters Showcase, which still meets, I believe, the first Monday of every month. I used to be part of it. It's at they meet at Five Towns College, which is a music college out in Dix Hills. But same sort of thing. People get together, present songs that they've just written or are working on, get feedback, and it really helps them hone their craft as a songwriter. Harry was a very giving person that way.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Harry Chapin song, Stuart?
Oh boy, that's hard. Taxi always gets me. I'm so glad that my group does that every year. I love WOLD. It's just got the sentimental quality to it. Actually, Saturday Morning has become one of my favorites, and there's a woman doing it. Her name is Karen Bella. She's in her early 30s. She wasn't born yet when Harry died, but she knocked that song out of the park last year, so she's doing it again this year.
Yeah, that's, of course, is Tom Chapin's song from the Greatest Stories Live album, Saturday Morning, a great song. We're actually listening to some of the performers from over the years in the background of this interview, and one of them right now is singing Song for Myself, which is one of the more obscure Harry Chapin songs. That's Christine, right? Oh,
that would be Christine Solomino. Yes, she is great also. Wow, what a great torch song singer. Yeah. She's also a great drummer, but every year she gets one of the biggest rounds of applause. She just does that so well. One of the nice things is, I encourage people to listen, go through YouTube or any collections they have and find a song that they really think suits their style and then adapt it to their style. Play it as if they wrote it. Don't feel like they have to do it the way Harry did it. And that's true, any song that's written by a songwriter but is the hit record is by someone who's had a producer working with them. They do an interpretation of it, and that's what I encourage people to do. So that way, they're giving the most honest, the best representation of themselves as a performer. And we've had some really, really great interpretations. Christine definitely is one of them.
Yeah, it's incredible the way the performers pour their heart and soul into these songs. And like you said, everybody brings their own sensibility to the song. Some people perform it as a solo, some bring their bands. The performers kind of help each other out and jump in as backup on some of the songs. And I know you and Josh Joffin for many years have performed one of Harry's signature story songs, Mr. Tanner, and that's always so poignant. Is that going to be part of the show this year?
It's going to be in this year, too. And it may actually be the last year. Josh is talking about moving down to South Carolina. But, wow. Yeah, that'll be in. That's another great, great song, especially from the point of view of all of us who are performers that never made it big. And we've all felt the stings of a not very good review or somebody at a bar just yelling out, "You suck," or something like that. We all take that to heart, and we know what a sting it can be. And I've known some people who one or two put-downs made them quit music, and that's really a shame. So that's a song that we all can relate to.
Yeah, absolutely. And, last fall we had a benefit concert for the Harry Chapin Foundation up in Connecticut. And with the help of Howard Fields, Harry's only drummer ever, we were able to track down Martin Tuberty, the man who inspired Harry to write that song, Mr. Tanner. And John Wallace, unfortunately, was unable to perform at this particular concert because he was recovering from hip surgery. So we were able to track down Martin Tuberty, Mr. Tanner, Martin Tanner, who happens to live in Connecticut, and he came and performed that song. And you can look it up on YouTube, Martin Tuberty, Tubridy on YouTube, and just type in Mr. Tanner. And you know, when I interviewed him about that song, you know, his takeaway was that you can never give up. You can't let the critics knock you down and not get back up. If you sing for the joy and the love of music, you just got to keep going no matter what.
Sure, and if you keep doing it, you're going to get better. That's the thing. And, you know, so much of critiquing and criticism is a matter of taste. And there have been some bands that went on to great things that had gotten some really bad reviews in their early days. And even good bands have had experiences playing to a hall where they outnumbered the audience just because the publicity wasn't that good or there was some other big competing event going on. It's part of the mountain we climb.
Yeah. But there's so many tales and so many amazing stories and so many life lessons in those songs, whether it's WOLD or Taxi or A Better Place to Be or Cats in the Cradle, of course. So many of those songs you're going to get to hear at this annual Just Wild About Harry tribute concert, and this is in Long Island, New York, and it's coming up on Monday, July the 17th, 2017. It starts at 7 p.m. You'll want to get there early. Make sure to bring non-perishable food items to benefit Long Island Cares, the Harry Chapin Food Bank, which is doing amazing work. And I should mention, Paul Pachter tried to join us today. We had a technical difficulty. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Long Island Cares. He does amazing work. His entire organization is doing incredible work to help end hunger on Long Island, to help people get back on their feet in times of disaster and any time of need. Long Island Cares, the Harry Chapin Food Bank is there, has been there, continues to be there, and we salute them and we thank them, Paul and his entire team. They will be there, so you can stop by their booth, their tent, bring a bag of non-perishable food items or maybe a cash donation or maybe both, and shake their hands and thank them because they're out there on the front lines doing incredible work and carrying on the great work that Harry started. And Stuart, I mean, what does it feel like for you and those other performers to be up on that stage where Harry was scheduled to perform that day in 1981, literally hours before he was killed on the Long Island Expressway?
It's a really sweet feeling and a little bit overwhelming. It's rare that we get to play to a crowd that big, and it's a great feeling. And on a stage that big too, and have the lights on us. And I get a lot of people who want to take part in the show, and they ask me, and I say, "How long have you been performing? What's your experience?" Because even for a seasoned performer, it's a little bit unnerving when you get up there the first time. Watching it all come off, then seeing the applause, seeing the looks on the performers' faces as they come off the stage, it's just a wonderful, warm feeling. And being part of everybody, you know, the whole crowd, you know, the group of us hanging out backstage. There's a place that provides us with some pasta and pizza beforehand because so many of the performers are coming straight from their day jobs to sound check. And it's a great feeling. I should give a shout out to the Nassau County Department of Parks, Recreation, and Museums, which sponsors the whole event, presents it as part of their concert schedule, and I'm grateful that they embraced the concept and have made it part of their schedule every year. And they supply all the technical crew as well, and do a good bit of the publicity. And also the Folk Music Society of Huntington has embraced the event and become a promotional co-sponsor, and they've helped us out quite a bit. And Harry, you know, people remember him as a pop song performer. He made it big, but his roots are in folk music. In fact, story songs are a long-established folk tradition. They used to be called ballads, and that's really what he wrote, a song that tells a story. And he was just famous for his greatest hits album is called his Greatest Stories. And that's what he wrote. And that's a big tradition in folk music. So it's great to kind of see all of this come together.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you do want to check out a kind of a sneak preview of what to expect at this event, if you go on YouTube and you type in the words "Just Wild About Harry Chapin," you can see some video recordings of some of the past year's concerts and some of the performances by some of these amazing so talented performers from all across Long Island, and it really is a special night. So Stuart, thank you so much. Looking forward to joining you for the 14th annual Just Wild About Harry Chapin tribute concert on Monday, July the 17th at Eisenhower Park in East Meadow on Long Island, New York. It starts at 7 p.m., but you want to get there early. Bring those non-perishable food items. Bring some donations, maybe cash for Long Island Cares, and come make a difference and enjoy some great music, which is, Stuart, really what Harry was all about at his own concerts, right?
That's right. I understand. I never got to see him live, and it's one of my regrets in life. But people told me that his concerts were like just big community get-togethers. You came away feeling like you knew him personally, and everybody walked out feeling like they were all friends. And that's the kind of atmosphere we hope to have going on.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Look forward to the show. And again, for your sustained work over all these years, for all the volunteers and all the performers and the crew and everybody involved with this event, we salute you. We thank you for helping to keep Harry's legacy alive. Keep it up, Stuart. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.